Are you trapped in this unfortunate situation about your Kundalini arising and awakening, or perhaps you don't even know what's happening to you right now and your family think that you're crazy, or you think that you're going crazy, you're insane? Beloved, stay tuned, because what we're going to impart in this video will be so insightful for you, enlightening, because there's so many misconceptions and myths about the dark side of Kundalini. And here there will be remedies. What can you do? And I can speak with incredible experience, because I myself have gone to a furious Kundalini rising that lasted over a decade, and I had so many mystical experiences and speaking in different tongues and beating myself up. I would get black and blue. And so this question came lately by a sincere seeker, Devi Mayi Ma. Why is Kundalini rising so painful? It really hurts, and how can we prevent it? So the dark side of Kundalini awakening and arising, first of all, there is no reason to fear it. The opposite, embrace it. What a phenomenal blessing and grace that is bestowed upon you, beloved, because this is a rare mystical occurrence, and it does not happen to everyone. It is a very, very small percentage. And so just know that it's a blessing. But where it becomes a real big challenge is either you're not aware of what's happening to you and your family does not know, or your close entourage, and think that you're going crazy and that you're not prepared. And this is what we're going to look at in this video. Three main key areas, three aspects of the Kundalini awakening and arising, and what are the remedies to prevent this dark side. First of all, let's change the word. There is not a dark side. It's just a lack of how can Devi Ma put this, of an understanding and misconception on the subject. And so embrace it. So number one is, you will realize when, well, first of all, before we go number one, I want to clarify one thing. Spiritual awakening is the same as spiritual Kundalini awakening and arising. They're both the same. And by the way, if you haven't watched this video on spiritual rising and spiritual enlightenment, it's coming up after this video. Don't miss it, because it will give you so much insight about which movement you are in. We're going to talk about the movements here also in this video. So, and I cannot cover everything because it's too much. So watch the following video, because then you'll get a full, deep understanding of what you're going through. And so the number one I was saying is, yes, on the physical level, you can experience a lot of pain, physical pain. And let's describe what they might be. First of all, you will experience spiritual, what we call spontaneous kriya. Kriya just means from Sanskrit, action. And so they're spontaneous, meaning that you're not provoking them. They just it's a mystical occurrences, and there are many. And they're associated with physical symptoms. Let's talk about the kriya first, the spontaneous kriya, like speaking in tongues, very strong, intense bodily movement, all kind of concoction, some mudra, some asana, posture, yogic posture. It could be even elevation, as happened to this one, and as well as speaking in tongue. And it could be crawling on the ground like a serpent, like meowing like a cat, or chirping like a bird. It's all purification. And this is what I omitted to talk about because, just very briefly, is Kundalini ascension just means that you are going through a purification process. Is Kundalini Shakti means divine feminine energy. Nothing related to sex, gender, if you're male or female, everyone has it within. It's the primordial energy, the cosmic energy of our Creator. It is dormant at the root, well, in the Muladhara, the base chakra, the most important one, by the way, at the perineum. And so everyone has it, but for most people, it's dormant. And so when it's awakened, because what we mean by that dormant, it's not active, but the reality is always awakened. And the question is, we don't want to provoke it. And when it ascends, it has to ascend in a nice, gentle way where it doesn't disturb your life too much. So, beloved, it's just a question of complete dismantling, of getting rid of garbage. And it's a purification process. It's getting rid of false sense of self, all those identification, all the garbage you have accumulated, conditioning, brainwashing from society, past karma. I mean, we can go on into all the different karmic structure that you have, from evolutionary karma, genetic karma. I won't go into it because this is a subject for another video, and we have a video on Devi Mayi Ma channel on karma. And so, in the number one is on the physical level. So let's talk about where the pain is. Physical pain is, you could have back pain, major migraine, even incredible movement where it can give back pain. It could also be some energy block into, and that happen often, into the Anahata area, into the chest area. I have worked with some disciple and close follower on helping them to move that energy because they were experiencing a lot of physical pain. You know, you feel like, oh my God, you feel like you're going to have a heart attack, or you're having a hard time breathing. So there's no reason to be afraid at all. And so, and I could go on and on, not be able to sleep at night, having incredible, intense emotion. I call them like volcano, emotional eruption. And that is at the level of the Anahata, the heart chakra. And a lot of healing take place there. So just look at it as garbage out. Everything that doesn't serve your highest good, it's all been dismantled. So for the number one aspect is, if you're not prepared physically, you got to think about Kundalini Shakti. Shakti, which means divine feminine energy. It's everything in the universe is Shakti. Even in the flower, everything that animates this cosmos, the entire manifestation is Shakti. It's just divine feminine energy. Again, nothing to do with the gender. It's the nature of animating the cosmos. So it has certain quality. And the quality are nurturing, caring, loving, creative. It's creativity manifesting. And so, if you're not prepared in terms of sadhana, because Shakti is like a powerhouse. Think of a nuclear. If you're connected to a nuclear powerhouse and you're not prepared to receive this high voltage of energy, it can burn a couple of fuses into your system. So that is why when you're walking the spiritual path, it's extremely important to be prepared in terms of sadhana, spiritual practices. And this one, I have done intense spiritual practices. What Devi Mayi Ma means by that, not just meditation, and different kind of meditation, dhyana, dharana meditation, the samyama, and shunya, and deity meditation, but kriya, all kind of different kriya, and pranayama, and hatha yoga. I'm thinking mindful practices. And especially if you're going to Kundalini Rising, you will need more intense sadhana, because you need to prepare the physical body to sustain that energy. It's huge amount of voltage of energy that is exploding, that will traverse through the 7 main chakra from the Muladhara. Normally it starts happening in the lower chakra, in the Manipuraka, and then it explodes into the Anahata. In the Anahata, it can linger there for a very long time in the heart chakra. And this is where most sincere seekers struggle there with pain in the chest, pain in the back area. And so with intense sadhana, it helps move the energy. And so at the level of the physicality, it is absolutely a must to do sadhana. And the sadhana might vary as you evolve. And remember, it's a purification. And so a lot of garbage come out, so it's not always pleasant. But the benefit of this intense, transformative, how can I say, journey is so phenomenal. Number 2 is at the emotional level. Emotional level is and mental level, because they go together. First, we were talking in reference to the Annamaya Kosha, which one is one of the sheets in the yogic tradition at the physical level. Now we're talking about the Mana Maya Kosha at the mental level in the subtle body, where the emotions are also. So purification at that level means if you know that you're going to Kundalini Rising, you must accept it and embrace it. And be willing to be demolished, because it's just a demolition, like I said, it's demolition of everything, false sense of self, including of all your false belief that you have accumulated, not only in this lifetime, but all the karmic structure that you came with when you were born. All the memory, because karma just means memory. And so what I mean by being prepared is to not only accept my life is never going to be the same. Things will change rapidly in your life. People around you, scenery will change. You might go through a divorce. You might remarry. You might discover new talents about you. You might change profession. You might travel abroad. You might move abroad. You might move in a different state. You might move in a different country. So many things could happen. The Divine Mother knows what is best for you. She will purify what needs to be purified. So here, beloved, just trust the process. Have faith in the spiritual process. And know that comes from our Creator, God, by whatever we name the Divine, by so many millions of names. In the yogic tradition, we call it the Divine Mother, Mahashakti, primordial energy, but it's just coming from the source. And so what the remedy is at the emotional level and the mental level is you remain in a state of abandonment. you remain open, receptive, in great reverence. What I mean by it in the sense of abandonment is in state of surrender. You surrender, you trust, you know that something really, really beneficial for you that will serve your highest good is happening, and you bow down with great reverence. And if the pain is too much, emotional pain, volcano will come. I'm not saying that you're not going to experience anything. Hey, think about all the garbage you've accumulated. When this comes out, all this karma, purification, there will be some sobbing, some emotional volcano. I have gone through that phase many, many decades ago. And you don't even know why. Don't question it, just trust it and just let it go. And the benefits are so phenomenal. The sense of ease and peace and ecstasy that comes eventually, the sense of bliss, experiencing you divine through nature. I call it the divine presence, Satchit Ananda, who you are, pure bliss. And that is going to come as more purification will take place. And so, if it becomes too painful, either physically or emotionally and mentally, just bow down with great reverence. And what I mean by that is bow down with prostration, physically bow down. And you will see things will come down naturally. And do it with humbleness and humility and great reverence. It is a phenomenal mystical experience that you're going through, and I'm here for you. I know what you have gone through, what you're going through. I have worked with many people and sincere seeker and disciple and followers all around the world, and I hear all kind of story. And oh my God, when I went through this experience, you can watch in some other video I share in my book, In Becoming the Light. It lasted for over 10 years. And it took many, many lifetimes of intense sadhana to experience that. So know that is something rare that is happening to you. And just bow down and have great reverence. So number 3, and the last one aspect is have trust in you, spiritual master, and the Divine Mother. And surrender, we have talked about that, but this is where you really need your spiritual master, where it can really serve you at the highest good to have guidance in terms of sadhana, everything. Bringing a sattvic lifestyle and moving the energy in the higher chakra to help you at many different levels, the mystical level, etheric level, physical level, where you need guidance. So it's very rare for someone that will have a sudden spiritual Kundalini awakening and rising. It's possible, but it's rare. But many things can cause that. And but even when you are with either a teacher, you can be like a roller coaster. But so this is where you also have trust and surrender. And you stay very connected and disciplined and right aligned with your spiritual master, because that will make the whole difference in the transmission. And follow the guidance, because what I have noticed, people who have a lot of trouble and find that Kundalini Rising become a real challenge. It hurts, it's painful, and they think it's a dark side. First of all, it's a lack of understanding. a huge lack of understanding, especially coming from certain religion who don't know anything about the spiritual path of enlightenment, of self-realization. It is a phenomenal, universal phenomenal happening. And you see that in many different religions too. It's not just like Shakti in Christianity, it's like the Holy Spirit. It's the same energy. In China, in Taoism, or even some Buddhist tradition, I don't know what they call it, but like in Japan they call it Qi. In China is Qi, and so it is a universal level. So the benefit are so phenomenal, because it's really walking from untruth to truth, darkness to light, ignorance to enlightenment. And so it's getting rid of everything that doesn't serve you. So let's recap 3 main remedy. That's all we're going to recap now. For now, is complete surrender, have trust, have faith into the process. Embrace it, see the grace that is flowing, and have deep reverence and humbleness. Remain open and remove resistance. Devi Mayi Ma forgot to mention, because what I've noticed, what caused the pain, especially physical pain, I have had people who come from anywhere around the world who say, I am in so much pain, I can't sleep anymore, what do I do, Ma? And so what caused the pain, beloved, the most is the resistance and your fear. Remove the resistance, you move the fear with openness. I'm willing to be demolished. Have reverence, be humble, and bow down with humbleness and trust and surrender, and especially be in sadhana, spiritual practices, and the right sadhana. You will fly, it's going to go well. I'm not saying it's going to be perfect, because when you're going through this process, garbage come out. It can be very, very intense, but you're not going to see and experience all the terrible things that you hear from people who are not prepared. Sadhana is a must. It's absolutely necessary. So watch this upcoming video on Kundalini Rising versus spiritual enlightenment, and especially at which movement you are in. That is extremely important. I was in fast forward movement. It was furious, and I was in intense sadhana. Can you imagine? If I would not have been in sadhana, oh my God. So if you love this video, share it with your friends. I'm sure there's people in your family, if they think that you're crazy, it might shed some light for them. And where are you at into your spiritual journey right now? Are you experiencing certain unpleasant dark side of Kundalini Rising? And in which movement are you? And you can write about that when you watch the other video, because I will shed so much light for you. What's happening with you? Do you feel pain in your chest, or maybe it's you're just going through a lot of healing right now, a lot of sobbing? And what is your sadhana? What is it that is lacking? Are you having difficulty? Maybe people around you don't understand you, your family thinks that you're crazy. Share in the comment section, because it's very important that you join our loving community to get support, and we can answer your question, and you could see what other people around the world are experiencing, and how can I be here for you to help serve you at the highest good. And join our loving community, because they will make a big difference. I went through that so many decades ago, and this is almost like a taboo subject, and there's so much misconception and lies about that. Well, it's not intentionally, it's just because people don't understand, and it has become a myth. And I can tell you, you will ride the wave beautifully, and you will be so happy that you have gone through the process. And that's my wish and my blessing. And so write down your comment and watch that upcoming video, and press the like button and subscribe to Devi Mayi Ma channel. Namaste, beloved.